Good morning, and good morning. Happy Think About Thursday. I want to say first and foremost, thank you for joining Vibe Talk. My co-host and I appreciate your calling. We appreciate your calling. We're waiting for you online. Please join us. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning.
This is Think About Thursday. We want to ask you guys how you feel about tuning in or tuning in to Vibe Talk, and you get to hear our voices every day. We thought about this just doing it one day. Yesterday we met together, and I really liked what my co-host had to say. What did you say about hearing our voices every day, Trish? Do you remember?
I think I said people like hearing different voices on air, and it attracts them more.
Yeah. And I gave that some thought yesterday. I really gave that some thought, and Vibe Talk is growing, and we're so appreciative. We look forward to hearing from all of you, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be able to listen and hear from you all. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to really try. Today I think we're going to really delve into treating each other with respect. I noticed yesterday that a family member of mine was posting on Facebook, and they began to be very abusive toward the women. I kept seeing that yesterday, and my notifications come up. Not that I was on Facebook all day, because that was not true. And the derogatory statement was toward women. Calling them out of their names, or referring to their body parts. And I said, by message, hey, young king, stop that. Because you're going to, or you have, young kings and young queens that you're raising. So what do you think they would think of you posting what you have been posting. And they called him Young King. Because you see, I wanted this conversation to be thought about, not just hit you with the auntie talk, but give you something to think about. See, I called him Young King, and I referred to his offspring as young kings and queens. See, people like that royalty status. That's to get his attention. And I said, did you forget about the women that you've been around your entire life? That you were taught respect, and that you were taught how to respect yourself. I said, don't forget about all of the women you've been raised around. And then I said, that includes the matriarch, or in his case, it would be his paternal grandmother, which is my mother. Because when you're speaking that loudly and you put something on Facebook, you are wanting someone to hear what you're saying. You're directing that toward someone. Then I began to tell him how I am a queen. And that's not how I want to be referred to. As the conversation ensued, he said to me, but I wasn't talking about you. And I said, well, wait a minute now, Young King. That is exactly who you're talking about, because I represent the woman, a woman. You represent, hear me now, if you are woman, if you are man, and someone makes a statement, and they say it loud enough, and they put the title woman or a lot of expletives. I'm not those things, but I tell you today, I am a woman. And when I hear young men, old men, younger boys disrespect a woman, it crawls and makes my skin cringe. Because see, we're tolerant of that. You have rap songs that speak of that. Is it Aries or ours? Good morning and welcome. This is Think About Thursday. Trish, what do you want to say to ours? Are we saying that right?
Aries, what state are you listening in from, and what are you thankful for and why?
You're online caller. Good morning.
I'm from Michigan, and I'm thankful for my family.
Oh, I love it. Michigan. Welcome, welcome. This is Think About Thursday Vibe Talk. Every Thursday. Go ahead.
Where y'all from?
I am from Southern California, and my co-host is?
I'm from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning, Ray. What did you want to say, caller? We're talking about thinking about treating others with respect.
Yes, I believe everyone deserves some form of this respect. But respect is earned in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
such like a job, or you're not good at your job, you're not gonna get respected.
So who do you respect the most? Who would you say? Good morning,
in
Ray.
terms of like people, or like
Yeah.
people that
Who do you respect the most?
doctors.
Okay. Respecting doctors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate that. Why do you respect doctors the most?
They save people's lives. I do respect the military also.
Okay. We're not going to change your thinking. We just want you to share with us your story. And we respect you. What did you want to say, though, before I ask you that question? Because you called in. We don't want to have you shy away from what was on your mind. Go ahead.
I just read about Australian says treating with people with respect. So I just joined the call. I didn't necessarily had anything planned to say.
Okay.
If you have any questions to ask me, I'll gladly answer them. If you
No worries, no worries. Inspiration. We do a lot of inspiration here.
inspiration.
We also keep a positive mindset. So when you think about someone that has inspired you, do you have any particular person that has inspired you and why?
Any particular person? I would say I like Malcolm X.
Okay. He's inspired you?
Yes.
And why?
The way he went about things, helping the black community. Both Martin Luther King and Malcolm X were they were both for the black community. They were just doing it in different ways.
Okay.
And Dr. King realized his way wasn't necessarily sufficient before he died, because he did say he wanted reparations, and then he died and got killed. But yeah.
Love it. And lastly, who do you want to give a shout out to?
Shout out to?
Yes, sir. Anybody?
Professor Black Truth, yes. I like his media.
What was that, Professor?
Professor Black Truth. He's a YouTuber. He's a pretty good YouTuber.
Okay. And what do you want to say to him?
Thank you for all the coverage, on certain issues that the black community is facing. And, yeah.
Thank you. Trish, you have anything you want to say?
Appreciate your call. Thanks for answering the question.
And how are we go ahead.
No problem.
How are we enunciating your name?
You can just call me Caleb is my real name. So you can call me Caleb.
Caleb. We thank you.
Yes, sir.
Caleb from Michigan called in this morning. We always appreciate your stories. We welcome your views and your comments. It makes for a better Think About Thursday. Welcome. Caleb, I want to ask you, I take it that you're in college?
Yes, I'm in college.
And what college are you in? What college?
I'm in a community college right now.
Community? Great. Great. And how is that going for you, your college classes?
Okay, for the most part.
Okay.
College is much better than high school.
Okay. So, how long you been in college?
2 years.
Okay. So you are a sophomore in college.
Yep.
Yay, Caleb. We wish you much success in your college venture. We say good morning to all of the community colleges, especially the one that you are in. And we want to say love and helpful and wishful thinking to your community in Michigan. Thank you for your call, Caleb from Michigan.
Thank you.
How does Caleb find us?
You said how do I find you guys?
No, I'm asking my co-host, how can we be found?
You can find us on Facebook, which is Vibe-Talk. It's the same logo that's on here. And we have a direct connect, which is 661-503-8993. And we have a YouTube channel, which is Vibe-Talk, all caps. And if you don't have a Facebook, you can just go to Google and type in hashtag vibetalkvideos or vibetalkvideo, and you'll see our video there.
And then show him how it's every day. Just show him how to find it so that he can see it. Please and thank you. And we do that every day.
So the YouTube name is Vibe Talk?
Vibe-Talk.
Okay.
And Trish, can you show him so he can...
I get it. I'll find it.
Yeah. On screen, Trish, please. Thank you. 3 times. Do you have it? Co-host. Okay. Let's give you the button. Hold on just 1 minute. We want to make sure that you can find us. And we want to say thank you. There you go. You see that, Caleb?
Yes, I see it.
Okay. So, that's where we are. We are live on Facebook as well. I want to thank you for your call and your summer. Any big plans for the summer?
No.
No plans for the summer. Just gonna relax, huh?
I plan on coaching some.
I can't hear you.
I plan on coaching later, like some wrestlers later.
Okay. So you're a coach for wrestling. Love that. Thank you so much, Caleb, for your call today. And we want you to think about Thursday and how to make it better than it was yesterday. Okay?
Yep. This is very positive strain.
I love it. I love that you're giving us feedback. One more question I do have for you, because you sound like you're a man full of wisdom. What is the best advice you've ever gotten, and what advice could you pass on to someone else? Lots of good advice out there, right? What is the best advice you've ever gotten? Me?
You can't be lazy when you're born with problems.
Say that. Speak up. Please and thank you, sweetie.
My bad. You can't be lazy when you're born with problems.
Okay. And would you give that advice to someone else?
Yes, if they were, or the world is not going to give you anything. You have to go take it.
Absolutely. Thank you for your wise advice. And thank you for your feedback. Do us and yourself a favor most of all. Find and follow us, Caleb, please and thank you.
Yeah, I followed our YouTube channel.
Okay. And also we have Facebook. That way you are notified every time we come on live. We are on live streaming right now from Facebook and from this platform. Thank you.
I'm not really on Facebook like that anymore.
No worries.
When I get on there, I will follow you guys.
No worries. You now know how to connect with us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a good, healthful summer. And always think about things, actions, words, and be the example that we feel you can be. Caleb, thank you. All the way from Michigan. Have a great day.
You too. You guys have a fantastic day and stay safe.
Okay, and you can always listen in. We're not done with the podcast. We have so many people that listen at one time or another. Because today's Think About Thursday is all about treating people with respect. We're starting with how women should be treated, and we're going to move on through.
Oh, you're not ending the stream? I thought you were going to end the stream. That's why.
No. We're just disconnecting the call, is all. Just disconnect. Yeah, we're not ending the stream. We've got lots to talk about.
So you said women should be respected. I do believe women should be respected.
Mm-hmm.
What form do you think women should be respected? In terms of like abortion, or what are we talking about here?
We're talking about respecting them as queens as they are, and not calling them out of their names. And don't worry, we're going to get to the men and how we should respect the men as well.
I believe that everyone should be addressed in, a proper manner. No one should be called,
Mm-hmm.
B-word, or any other slur.
Yeah. So women deserve respect. I like something that you said earlier, and you said about giving respect, but also earning respect.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. I thank you for calling. I'm going to disconnect the call. And if you want to sit and listen, whatever you're doing, we're here. And you can include your comments in the conversation in the little comment box. Okay?
Okay.
This is live and interactive. Thank you so much for your call. We so appreciate your call. Thank you, Caleb.
No problem.
So we had Caleb on the line. Wow. What a wise words of wisdom he had. What'd you think, Trish?
I think I enjoyed his call.
Me too.
He's very nice and very wise, very respectful.
Yeah. We like it when you guys call. We love it when you guys call because we're here every day. We're getting your calls. We are willing to listen to what is on your heart and what is on your mind. I'm proud of Caleb because Caleb is going to college and he is learning sophomore at his community college right in Michigan. We send our love to Caleb and his community college. So back to respect. Don't forget that this podcast is interactive. You can, by all means, include yourself in the conversation by adding what you think at any time. You're so very welcome. He says, thank you guys. So now, Caleb said some very interesting things. Earn respect. How many of you think that respect has to be earned? Let's get right into this Think About Thursday conversation. What do you think, Trish? Start us off.
I think it should be earned, but general respect, which in terms mean like if you see somebody, you speak. It's like it's nice to be polite. General respect, like that's automatic. That should be automatic.
Mm-hmm.
But like in certain things, like respect is to be earned.
Yes, I feel the same way. So thank you, Caleb, for that wise thought. Ray, what about you? Ray is here with us. Good morning, Ray. We're starting with respect of women in the conversation that I had yesterday. I'm going to continue that conversation because maybe it's going to help someone help someone. And so in this conversation with a family member, I proceeded to tell him what it sounded like, the berating of women. We hear it too much. We hear it loud and clearly. Berating of women. I want to let you in on something that is a form of abuse. How many of you knew that? That's a form of abuse.
I did.
Yeah. Ray says respect is earned, but I'll say general respect should be given. Absolutely. In the fullest sense. Why is there such a berating of women? We're going to get to the men too, so fellas, stay with us because you're important too. When you berate a woman, why? What are you mad at that you have to berate a woman? What is making you so angry? And what experience did you have to make you start berating that woman? Because experience is always the root cause of something. And so I asked him when I let him know that I was a queen. I've stood beside you, I said. Do you need me to listen? Because I'm still that queen that will listen to you and always have. Do you need someone to wipe your tears? Do you need to talk? Let somebody know your pain. Because you see, we get on Facebook and we start doing this stuff. And other people read it. If we're going to be that bold and that brazen to get on Facebook and berate women, and you women berating men, we're getting to that. Why aren't we saying names? Because everybody who's on your Facebook page sees your feed. So are we talking about all women in general, or that one woman who broke you to brokenness? You feel that you are broken beyond repair, or so it seems. Because you fathers and you men, you have daughters, just like my family member does. How would you feel if the first man or the man that's going to choose her treats her that way? Well, you say, well, I'm gonna tell him something. He's not gonna treat my princess or my queen like that. Why can't he if you just did? I asked that question. If you're treating women the way that you're treating them, and it's berating them or mistreating them, why can't someone marry your daughter and treat her like that? You just did. In that conversation, I think I hit home run because he got to understand being an example of king, you men. If you have been beaten down by a woman emotionally, mentally, we're not talking about a mother who has slapped the living tar out of her son. We're not talking about that. Because sometimes our kings need that. That's how come they grew up to be who they are. Strong men. And that's what we want. Notice I use the word royalty. When you think of royalty, what do you think of? Ray and Trish, what do you think of when I use the word royalty? Because we're going to treat this conversation like a kingdom of queens and kings. Go ahead.
Royalty is like someone you respect, someone you like look up to, and someone you're trusting to like have authority.
Mm-hmm. Royalty, leadership is what I think about. Thank you for that. What about you, Ray? When you think about royalty, because we're going to really hit home today. Because we want to give you something to think about. Because that conversation really triggered me. See, you defame one another. How is your little princess going to grow up when he or she sees you treat their mother disrespectfully? Because you say, well, I'm not talking about you, but I represent the woman. And I know you guys say, well, she did this, and she said this, because that was coming from a place of anger. And that's why we give you the platform every day to say what is on your mind and your heart. Because you may say, nobody listens. But now, do you really listen? Good morning and welcome. Good morning, good morning. We're here today to think about what we say. And I'm going to be very honest with you. When I talk to my kings, my young kings, they can push buttons, and I have been mad. And I have said things that I could have done better. I have no better. But I'll tell you one thing. I've shown them how to be kings. That is what I will tell them. Good morning and welcome. For those of you who are joining, my manager and co-host is asking you, what state are you from? Go ahead, Trish.
What state are you listening in from, and what are you thankful for, and why?
Yeah. That's what we ask. Good morning. Where are you from? And you guys are welcome to call in as well. We are taking your calls all throughout the podcast. Where are you from? Where are you from? Is what we're saying. And are you under doctor's care for your depression? Because that's important to ask you to. What state are you listening in from? How many times did we ask that question? Texas. Thank you, thank you. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for? We want you to know that being in a state of depression, there's help for that. If you want a resource, please reach out to us. Our direct connect number is 661-503-8993. Going back to women, we give everybody a fair chance. And then we remove you. So we're going to give you a fair chance. Thank you. Cool thing we're doing. We're talking about the abuse of others. Abuse of speech. Go ahead, Trish.
Like, going back to the topic, like, it hurts my feelings. Like, when I see conversations like that, like, women are just this, men aren't that, like, that's not everyone, that's the person that hurt you, and, like, it just makes me, like, upset. Like, this conversation is triggering.
Yeah. And I want to bring light to the famous words that spews filth out of your mouth when you call women hoes. If you're calling a woman a hoe, are you talking about your mother and your grandmother? So you're calling them hoes? Because every time you say that, that is exactly who you're talking about. I represent a woman. Trish, you represent a woman. So when you call a woman a hoe, you're talking about your mother and your grandmother. How's that for thinking? Because if you're willing to write that out, you've just called your mother. You have any sisters? You've just called your sister that. And your aunt that. So I say to you, what did they deserve for you to write that about women? Why do men refer to women as hoes? That's a slang term. That's a slang term. You were big enough to write it, so be big enough to take it. Because I'm going to give it to you. So you're saying that your grandmother sleeps around with everybody and your mama sleeps around with everybody. That's what you're letting the world know when you refer to women as that. I need you to think about it. You have referred to women as hoes. How can you be thankful for that? If you've got a sister today, I want you to look at your sister. So you're telling me that if a man called her that, you would do nothing? I take your crown from you, my king. I take my crown from you, my king. Because you just label women. And I'm going to tell you something. I am a real queen. And I don't tolerate that kind of nonsense. You came in here thinking you were funny. But now I'm going to give you something to think about. Don't ever call a woman a hoe, because every time you're calling a woman a hoe, you've said it to your sister. You can't go and knock a man out for him calling your sister a hoe, or your mama a hoe, or your grandmother a hoe. Because you would do nothing if someone called your mother, your sister, or your grandmother. Sit down and have several seats. For reals. And then you explain yourself. I said, I take my crown from you. Okay. By your name, you do not respect yourself. Think about that. Have a good day. I'm going to mute this person. I'm not even going to remove them. I'm going to let them remove themselves. You've been muted. Star, good morning. Trish, what do you want to ask Star? I am great this morning. So thankful.
Hi, Star. What state are you listening in from, and what are you thankful for and why?
That's what we're asking. Good morning, good morning. We're talking about respect. Respecting individuals. We started with the women. I was in a conversation yesterday with a family member. And so as you come in, that's what we were talking about. How men may berate women. You saw a true example of a young man that had no respect for himself, obviously, and no respect for women. Absolutely. I believe that I said, amen. We're going to get there. We're moving right into the man. Because that's not what we want you to think, that all men, that's exactly the point. All women aren't bad, just as all men are not bad. And also, no, you can call in. We welcome your call. Wants to know if there's criteria. We're moving into the men. So go ahead, call in. Just click that button and we'll answer. There's no criteria. Let's open call. You still there? You know how to do it, Trish? We're talking to Star. Star, do you know how to do it? You may join in the call at any time. That's what it's all about. We like callers. You're just going to click the button and call. You see the telephone button? Do you have it? Down there on the right side, bottom right side. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Star. That was, I don't know what there you are. Good morning. We're talking about treating others with respect. Go ahead, caller. Good morning. First of all, we want to ask you, what state are you calling from? You're online, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning. Speak up, please. And I'm sorry, Star. I thought it was you, and then I looked, and it's the caller that we have now. You want to hang up and call back again? Can you hear me okay? Caller? We're talking about respect. Moving right on to men. They too should be respected. Today you see portrayal of women overriding men in marriage. Women, so-called, wear the pants, not respecting the men's decision. Now, call that old-fashioned or not, but there were happier times for family. You can call right back because the reception is bad on that network. So go ahead and call back and we will accept your call because we're not receiving We can't hear you, is what I could say. But try again. Go ahead and try again. We want to hear what you have to say. So what about the men? Trish, do you feel like the men get disrespected as well, and how so?
Yes, I think they do. They get disrespected when they get disrespected in the general respect sense. I'm pretty sure this is a old past thing, but I feel like if a man feels like he feels more like a man by leading and having authority in the right, responsible way, like you should be understanding and not see it as him trying to control you and things like that. Like strong unnecessary terms are being used against women.
Yeah. Men should equally be respected. So many times I have seen where a woman will disrespect a man. You are not a man by your physicality. You are a man when you lead. Characteristically, you're taking the lead. Because that was the original intention from our grand creator. For a man to take the lead. What has happened? What do you guys think has happened to that? Any thoughts on that, Trish?
I think more so people like genuinely men aren't really being respected because women became more independent, I think. And there's nothing wrong with independence, but like everybody has a role in the household, and you should respect each other's role.
Yeah, that's okay, baby. I know that you lost connection. If you want to call again, just try it again and see if it'll work. Yeah, we want to hear what you have to say. Thank you for that, Trish. You there, caller?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Much better. Where are you?
Right.
What state are you calling in from? Please and thank you.
I'm in California.
California. I'm from California too. Go ahead, caller. Good morning.
The respect of women in general. I remember I come from back in the 80s, and I remember where even before my time, women had actually more respect for themselves, and to see how current society women call themselves hoes, bitches, all these derogatory terms, and they've embraced that.
I'm so glad you. Go ahead.
I would say that's where the problems should start to be corrected. I understand men are always going to be a certain way and call women certain things, but once a female starts disrespecting herself, she no longer holds ground to come back and say, "Oh, you got to respect me."
So true. What do you think about that, Trish, my co-host?
I think that's very true. You have to earn your own respect.
It's an empowering statement, caller. I thank you for that thought. Because that's so true. That part right there. They're embracing that. How does that make you feel, caller, that women embrace being called those derogatory names?
Well, it doesn't really affect me in where I'm at, or my own worldview. But I do see that whenever now I try to go out on a date with a female,
it's that mentality that gets in the way from me trying to respect them as a female for who I'm trying to get to know. It's like, oh, okay, I get it. You think you're a bad bitch. Okay, that term to me is like, why? Why do you have to call yourself that? Why can't you just, be pride and respect yourself?
Yeah. Boy, you're speaking words of empowerment today. You're right on. We thank you for that. We want to know, caller, what inspires you?
Wow, lots of things. Unfortunately, it's not just one thing. But I would say what drives me would be something of the way I see my worldview as to how I would like humanity to treat each other more than anything else.
So that inspires you. Oh, boy. What a powerful person. And who would you like to give a shout out to?
I don't really glorify people or in that sense of a word. Like I don't praise anybody or say, hey, I want to give out a shout out for so and so because of this. No, I don't embrace that concept. I just think that we're all equal and that we as individuals can excel through seeing each other equally than praising somebody above somebody else.
Okay. So since you don't want to say hello to somebody, what is the best advice that you have ever been given?
I would say take each day.
Good morning, Ty.
Your last.
Go ahead.
And take each day as it's your last day and enjoy the life that you've been given.
I love it. Thank you so much, caller from California. Have a great day. And we are here listening. We are here to think about Thursday. We're here every day. As you see, you can find us on Facebook. You can find us on YouTube. And you can direct connect 661-503-8993. We take your comments and your calls. Have a good day, and thank you so much for your empowering statements.
And thank you for allowing me to voice my opinion.
You are so very welcome.
Have a good day.
You too. Boy, we like that caller. We liked him. What did you think, Trish?
I think he's very wise.
Yeah, very empowering. Very empowering. Go ahead, Trish.
Oh, I was just saying, I think he's very wise, and he made some very good points.
Yeah, he really did. Stay with us as we talk about treating others with respect. We had a type come in. Thank you so much. Where are you listening in from? There we go. Good morning. And this is
Good morning.
Vibe Talk. Think about Thursday. What do you want to say, caller?
Good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
How are you this morning? Very well. Co-host. Greeting.
Hi.
How you doing, dear?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Where are you calling in from, caller?
I don't tell my state.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
What did you want to say? What did you want to say, caller? You still here?
Sorry about that. Connection issues.
No worries. What do you want to say, caller?
Not much. Just wanted to come in and say hi. How y'all doing? Want to introduce myself.
Okay. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, Ray said that loyalty is anyway giving you trust in someone and someone there by your side with respect. And he said, reverse activate it. Reverse. Go ahead. Go ahead and reconnect. You're more than welcome to. We want to hear what you have to say. Ray, thank you for those thoughts. We're talking about respect. Men disrespect women as well. Women disrespect men as well. Is that to say all women, all men disrespect? No. Go ahead,
Sorry for
caller.
that. Had a drop connection.
No worries. We want to hear what you have to say. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, I agree. Women disrespect men and men disrespect women.
Absolutely.
I believe it's got to be equal both ways, though.
Absolutely.
Punishment should be equal. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for women's rights, but I'm not for disrespect.
What was that?
I'm for women's rights. I'm for men's rights. I'm for all rights. I'm for equal rights for all.
Well, who has inspired you the most? Who would you say?
Donald Trump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
The way he speaks truth.
okay.
Just tells you like it is.
Okay. And now, what is the best advice that you've ever been given?
Learn to fail.
Learn to fail. I like that.
Then you'll succeed when you know how to fail.
Absolutely. Because what have we learned in here, Trish, about failure? What is failure?
It's going to be inevitable. It's going to happen.
Uh-huh. Trish, we've learned what? Failure is a learned lesson. When we face that, we are inevitably going to learn something. So if everybody fails, you will learn something from that. Don't be afraid of that, because it will happen, and you're so right. I love that advice. I like that.
Best advice I've ever received.
I love it. I love it. And so what advice? Go ahead. Go ahead, the caller.
I was in a very dark state at one point in time, and kind of was on my financial deathbed, you say.
Mm-hmm.
And just being there, and then I pick up this book, and it was from Dave Ramsey, and I read it all the way through, and I was like, I'm going to change my life.
Love it.
So when you're at your rock bottom, you can't go any deeper. Then you just set yourself up for foundations for later.
Absolutely. You find your way out of that, don't you?
Yes.
And since you did it, what you're saying, what I'm gathering is people can do it too, right? They can get themselves out of those dark holes.
Yep. And I have severe mental illness. And I did it.
I love it. Are you still self-caring for that?
Not as much.
Okay. Okay. Are you feeling better?
No.
No, you said?
I work so much.
Okay. What do you do, may I ask?
I'm a physics engineer.
A fitness, you said?
Physics.
Oh, physics! So you're smart. Physics.
And I also work for Taco Bell too.
Okay. I'm not mad at you. You're working.
Yeah, I make money. I don't use the excuses of, oh, I have a mental illness, I can't do it. So
You get out there and do it.
get out there and do something.
Yeah. Trish, do you have anything that you'd like to say to our caller as co-host, please?
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
That regardless of your distance, that you keep going. That's so inspiring. You're gonna help a lot of people.
Yes, somebody's going to hear this today. We're live, by the way. In case you don't know where we are on Facebook Live. That is
Yeah, I
what.
know, y'all.
What'd you say?
I've heard of y'all before.
You've heard of us?
Yes.
Well, we're so glad you finally stopped on by. We're giving everybody the opportunity to get online and talk with us, share their feelings, and we have our caller here that has shared his feeling, and we appreciate you so much. We're going to wish you the best, and we're going to say, keep up the motivation that you have, despite whatever you're going through. We're here every day of the week, same time.
Oh, my paycheck keeps me motivated.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I love it because without that, you can't pay your bills. Absolutely.
I could pay 6 people's bills and still have money.
That's okay. But without it,
Yeah.
you need that to be able to get somewhere and have a place to live,
Yep.
food to eat. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm inspired by your call today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining Vibe Talk. You don't have to go. You can stay right with us. We are going to disconnect the call. And thank you for your input. And much love to your community. Much love to your community. Wow. What an empowering call. Ladies and gentlemen, we're doing it right here at Vibe Talk. We're talking about respect. Respect for yourself. That's what I like that our caller said. Respecting yourself. And how women embrace these derogatory calls. What did you think about that, Trish?
I think that these calls.
Didn't hear you. It went out.
Both these calls said something very important.
Yeah. And what was that?
Sorry.
Wherever you are, you're getting a lot of feedback. Are you there, co-host?
I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. You're getting a lot of feedback wherever you are. You were in thought, and you said what they said. Both of them, both the calls that we had were very inspiring. Do you remember what grabbed your attention?
Yes.
George, good morning. Welcome. Go ahead, Trish. I'm waiting for you. Good morning, Jasmine. Jasmine and George, what state are you listening in from? And what are you thankful for and why? We are welcoming calls as we discuss respecting ourselves and others. Respecting ourselves and others. Okay. Respecting ourselves and others. Go ahead, Trish.
I was just gonna say that both callers inspired me, and and they both talked about how self-respect is important. Like, if you respect yourself, then others will respect you.
Yeah.
Like, women just accepting, the terrible terms for themselves and, like, calling themselves those things. And then they complain about men not respecting them. But, like, you say that amongst yourself. So, like,
Yeah.
they can't, it's like contradicting themselves.
Yes. Yes. Don't call me that because I call myself that. I like that. Both callers did a wonderful job. You guys are really responding to the call-ins. We want to hear more of that. Ray, what did you think? As we think about Thursday in respecting others. Both are equal. And we need really to gain respect, to honor each other. And not in a worshipful way, because I was with him on board about that. Not necessarily praising other people, because people get out of control with that. But honor is different from praise. Honor is a form of respect. I respect an individual because of this or that. And so I want to show honor by remembering that you, and you're all individuals. Feeling the need to respect yourself, to give honor to thyself, is more than just a word. And I showed that yesterday in that conversation, because I want to go back to that conversation when we use our words, because that conversation could have went really south, because I know my personality. But instead, I wanted to draw attention to the heart and to the mind. I wanted to speak to the heart. You women who are out there calling yourself those derogatory names, I want to have a sit down with you. We've had in this podcast today men who have called, and we appreciate that. We want to hear from you women too. We want to ask you the common question: why do women embrace those derogatory names? Because he really hit home with that. I cannot lie. I appreciated that. See, your calls are going to help conversation starters. Go ahead, Trish.
And I want to say it's more so the younger generation that's mostly affected by doing that because of the music they listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Like the female rappers, like they say some things, and
Yeah.
the females are inspired. Our young females are just like inspired by that, and like that's not good. Like you shouldn't see yourself as that because they think it's cool because they see their role model doing that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And they think that that's the way to go because they start doing what? Idolizing these people who are spitting these lyrics. If they spit the lyric, that means that they're not respecting themselves. And so I, as woman, as queen, and I'm talking to you as woman, as queen. When do you stop that? Would you do like I did yesterday and stop that toxic spewing of such vulgar disrespect, ill regard for your mother, your sister, your aunt, your grandmother? See, we have to take permission. We don't ask for permission. Just like I didn't ask for permission, I simply said, wait a minute. Because I think what has happened is respect has been lost in every sense of the word. Women not respecting themselves, men not respecting themselves. So what do you have? A generation that don't respect. Don't respect. Nowadays, you'd rather, when I hear that somebody has shot a woman, wow. I grew up in an era where my brothers were told to protect us as girls. There were 5 of us in my family. Or 7 of us, me being the 7th, but there were 5 girls in the family. And I'll tell you what, my mother always said to protect your sisters. And that's what they did. We got in our little squabbles. But we're not seeing much of that today. Why is that? Ray says, have self-respect for yourself and therefore others shall respect you. So true, Ray. And thank you for that empowerment. Where have we gone wrong is my question. Why do we feed into these sayings and wear these short shirts? We title ourselves, and I really loved what the caller said about when they call themselves a bad. You know what? Why are you referring to yourself like that? I think there should be more queens out there. See, you want to be a king or a queen, but you're not deserving of that crown that you're wearing. Go ahead, Trish.
And like someone said in here, not supporting what they said, but they were talking about the content of the word. I think that's what other people are using that excuse, is to call themselves those things, because they're like, it doesn't mean the same thing. Like, yes, it does. It means the same thing.
Yes, it does.
It's not about the content, it's what the word means. Like, just because you switch the content doesn't change the meaning that's in the Urban Dictionary. So
right. The Urban Dictionary. My kids have said to me, look it up. It's in the dictionary. And you're right. It's in the Urban Dictionary. That Urban Dictionary is neither black or white. It has become a thing, this slang. And so when you think about the slang, the terms that we're using, because that's what you guys are conditioned, you young generation, even some of the old people, because when they use it, I go, wow. Now, you're conditioned to believe the way that you believe, but what has been the cause and effect of it to these young men and young women? Ray says, I'd say music or just type of things the younger generation idolize. I was talking about that. Thank you, Ray, because I don't want to miss anything that you say. We're giving you the platform to think about our topic today. Lack of respect on both ends. So true. When I say that when you're acting unlike the queens and the kings that you say you are, because I'm seeing that a lot too. When your actions are not proving that you're from royalty. How do I mean that, royalty? Many parents have worked hard to give you an education. Many parents have worked hard to make sure that you have a roof over your head. And we're not talking about every person. We are talking about the people that it applies to. What is my favorite saying in here? If the Cinderella slipper fits, then wear it. In other words, if it applies to you, let it apply to you. But you want to be called kings and queens. That's why I said I'm going to speak to you from the line of a kingdom. If you want to be called kings, act like that within yourself. You don't have to be broad-chested. You don't have to be this or that. When you walk into a room, how do other people respect you? Upon driving, young men, some of you, you're walking around with your pants down. You want to know how to be a king? Pull your pants up. Why do you have to be told that no one wants to see your underwear? I don't care what color underwear you wear. I don't care if they're John Paul, Tommy Hilfiger. Guess, but you're letting everybody know. Because why? You don't care, and it's a free world, you say. Why are people still practicing what the 90s were known for? Walking around. I saw an older man doing that. He could have been somebody's grandpa. For sure, he might have been an uncle or a dad. But when you talk about grandpa and putting him in that seat, that's far from a king. What are kings known for? Act like the royalty that you've come from. The parents that have fought hard. And if you don't have a parent that has fought hard for you, you start fighting for yourself. Especially you that are bringing in offspring. Children of offspring. Care enough about yourself to say, I am a king. How can someone respect you if you don't even know how to put a belt on, or if you don't want to wear a belt, buy the size of pants that fit you? Why are you still walking around letting people see your underwear? Ray says, I love this. Kings can't be thugs. They're gentlemen. That's from a man's perspective. Thank you for that. How many of us have seen that? People walking around with their pants down like it's a thing. Trish?
I have.
And I know you're... Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, if I'm looking for a certain guy, I don't want the first thing I notice is that. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah. You laugh at me and it's true. Because how many of us have seen it? You got grandpas, nephews, sons walking around with their pants down. How can I respect you when you don't even respect yourself? And you women with the booty shorts. Soon as summer comes, you want everybody to see what you got. I don't need to see that because I got my own junk. Not respecting yourself. But you say, I want a man that I can respect. Do you deserve a man that respects you? Because a true gentleman is not looking for all that. It's not the junk in your trunk, but it's the brain or the train in your brain. Let me say that again. It's not the junk in your trunk, it's the train in your brain. Do you know where it's going? Trish?
I was gonna say that, like, women in my generation, they love to say that, oh, when I go with the guy, I don't want him to notice my body. I want him to notice my personality. But you went out in booty shorts today. So,
Yeah.
like, that's the first thing he's gonna notice.
Yeah. Likes. You're live, thank you. Because I'm speaking on truth. The defamation of character that you all do. Remember I said if the Cinderella shoe fits the slipper? For you women, if it fits, wear it, apply it, think about it. How do you make that change? I'm not mad at a woman that respects her body. I'm not mad at a woman that has a great body. I'm upset with the women that say they're queens and their characteristic is not speaking queenship. You are in fact responsible for every child. If you've got a little girl, she is your princess. If you've got a son, he is your king. Teach them well. Ray says wear regular shorts or gym shorts and they want to be seen. But I'll say wear a dress with a cute hairstyle and you got eyes on you. Heck, even a sweater. And you know why I know that's true? I love that statement because I've done that. I like shorts, but I'm going to wear decent shorts. But sometimes I will put on a dress. And you will have the men because they're not used to that. They're not used to that. And when they see it, they want something different. You men, I respect you for that. It isn't all the time about the junk in your trunk or shake what your mama gave you. No, don't shake what your mama gave you. Because your mother may not have grown up like that. She lived in a different time and generation. And if she shook what her mother gave her, that was going to mean you either were going to get your butt slapped off or your neighbors were going to know that you in fact were fast. That's what they called it back then. Too much going on. To treat each other with respect means that you must honor thyself, yourself. Because you see, when I walk out of the house and I have that cute little hairstyle when my hair is done, men respect me. They know what? Oh no, she's not like that. Do you identify and say you're a queen? And you embrace derogatory things about yourself? Such an excellent point that was made from one of the callers today. And I quote, women embrace that derogatory. They live for it. If you're walking around in any of these, you don't deserve that crown. And if you're wearing one anyway, I say to you, turn that crown around. Because you can change it. You don't necessarily have to get rid of it. You say you're a queen, turn your crown around and wear it the right way. You want honor and respect? Respect yourself because you stand for all women. You want to be different, you say? You can be just as cute in a dress from a man's perspective. A man said that. Thank you for that, Ray. Your mother, I am sure, does not want you walking around because you are a reflection of her, walking around with guys looking at you like you are a piece of meat and nothing further. You are a queen. I say to you, queen, stand up. This is going to be hard hitting for a lot of you, and that's what I wanted to do. Just like my family member, it hit him hard. And I know him. Because if we don't stop this madness or this toxicity, we're going to have another generation of toxic queens and kings. Now, if I say I'm a queen and you are in my castle, would you drink my cup if I told you? Drink my cup, although it's toxic. But it's okay, because I'm the queen and I told you to do it. How would you feel about drinking out of that cup? Let's hear your thoughts on that. Trish?
I'll be like, I know you're the queen, but like, can't do that. Like, no.
Yeah, you don't trust me, right? To drink out of that cup. That's what we do to each other when we spew toxicity of defamation of character. Did you hear the word embrace in that call? Embracing the disrespect of just a word. And now you refer to yourself as that word. Stop drinking. Stop embracing. Stop intake. Stop consuming. Because after all, you are a queen. I have a shirt. And I bought the shirt because I thought it was really cute. Has a lady on it, sunglasses, and it says queen. I felt proud of that shirt because I want every woman out there to read that shirt and look behind the message. It doesn't matter what you look like. I represent all those who are coming up after me, my nieces. I represent my mother, who was the matriarch of the queenship. Just as your mothers are matriarchs of the queen. Follow what they have done, good or bad. Good. Because if they've done nothing, they've been hardworking. That's where I come from. Trish, did you want to say something?
Yeah, it reminds me of the assignment that we did with the features of the woman and the features of the man, and what do we see as the feature instead of an object.
Okay, thank you so much for that. Race is for the dudes, and he kinda had a problem with this. He says you ain't gotta be sagging or thugging to get females. Just be yourself and dress casual, but rock a suit every once in a while, or a nice dress shirt, and a haircut. Boy, is he hitting on stuff. Because there's nothing like a well-groomed man to me. I'm going to look twice. Why am I going to do that? Because he looks nice. And if I got close enough to him, he smells nice. I love a well-groomed man. But now if I love a well-groomed man, I need to be well-groomed because I'm going to only attract those kind of people. I'm going to only attract those type of people. See, I can't be out here as a queen and saying I'm a queen and I'm showing disrespect to myself because that well-dressed man, he may look at me and he doesn't see further than what you're showing him. How many of you get that? Anybody get what I just said? He doesn't see further than what you're showing him. Go ahead, Trish.
I said I do.
Yeah.
Like, I totally get it.
Yeah. Queen. Now, kings, you can spot them out, right? I love that. Kings attract kings. Queens attract kings. I like that. See, we don't wear literal crowns, but a man knows a queen when he sees it. I was in the store one day, and a man turned around to me, and I know some of you are going to have something to say about this, but you have to really understand the message. You have to understand the message. He said to me, "You are a beautiful queen." I said, "Thank you. I really appreciate it, but you don't have to tell me that because I know that." See, sometimes the men reassure you, but I'm not broken. Why? Because I have confidence enough to know that that is what my mother raised. That wasn't coming from a place of, I think I'm all that in a bag of chips. Do you know that you're a queen? And I ask you, why do you need to draw negative attention to yourself? You say it's a freedom of choice, and I say, well, is it really? Is that how you want to represent your lineage of kings and queens? Because after all, they're going to look at you. What if your little kings and queens said to you after you said, well, don't go out of the house like that. Well, you do, mommy. Or you do, daddy. Wouldn't it be an embarrassing thing if someone walked around with their pants down to their knees and they failed to their knees? Would they be embarrassed? I actually saw that happen, and it was funny, let me tell you. Why are you shocked when you're letting the people see what kind of underwear you have on? I'm not interested in your underwear, but yet there you are. And you women with these over-sexual tops and shorts. Think about. He said yes, and I'd laugh. I laughed hard. Why act surprised? Weren't you walking around showing your underwear? So don't be embarrassed when they are falling to your knees. About that haircut. Now, I know that men may like to wear their hair like this or like that. And if you're going to wear a hairstyle, is it, do you keep it up? I notice that there's a hairstyle out, and I see a lot of boys, especially our black kings, and it looks like you just got out of bed and forgot to do your hair. See, back in the day, before we walked out of the house, the parents always said, brush your teeth, wash your face, and what followed after? Anybody knows? Anybody know? Brush your teeth. We're talking about hair.
I think it's do your hair.
Yeah, comb your hair. Did you ever hear your parents say that?
Yes.
Why are half of our generation walking, or not my generation, half of these young kings are walking around looking like their hair is in a light socket? Look like you've been electrocuted. You have a style? Wear the style. I'm not here to tell you what's a good style and what is not. You are you and I'm me. I tell you right now, my hair, I color it blonde because I like that look. I need to do my hair. I was just telling Trisha this the other day. I haven't had time. But if I'm going to wear that, I need to wear it right. Some of you walking around, you have done yourself disfavors because you're not caring about how you look. You're trying to imitate a style. And it looks like ringlets, whether it's braids or whether it's hair. Everybody doesn't like short haircuts. I get that. But are you wearing it well? John Legend came out with a hairstyle. Good morning, Bean the Potato. Good morning and welcome. My manager has asked you, what state are you listening in from? And thank you for joining Think About Thursday. We're talking about respecting one another, Pennsylvania. And we welcome your call if you'd like to call in and say something. We're talking about respecting one another. What are you thankful for? Ben, what are you thankful for? There you go. Boy, I like this today. Go ahead, Ben, from Pennsylvania. You there?
I haven't used Stone in a long time, so I don't know if it's working.
It's working, and we can hear you.
Okie dokie. Hello.
Hi, Ben.
And what am I thankful for? I'm thankful that I don't have to eat pineapple on pizza.
You don't like pineapple on pizza?
I like pineapples in general. I don't like the texture.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite pizza?
My favorite pizza, basic, just cheese.
Is cheese pizza?
Yeah.
All right. I love it. What pizza place would you recommend in Pennsylvania?
Well, not Pizza Hut around here. The sauce will give you heartburn. Well, where I live is Punxsutawney, so there's a restaurant here called Punxsy Pizza.
So if I came there, you would recommend that?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a pizza place here called Lily's, which they make good pizza, but I don't support their morals. So.
Okay. And why is that?
The owner's racist.
Oh, okay. Okay. Understandable. And so, what is the best advice, Ben, that you have gotten in your lifetime?
So way back whenever I was 16, I used to get picked on a lot, and I had one teacher. He was really cool, and without him, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I wasn't really into artwork or anything like that. I doodle every so often, but it wasn't something I enjoyed. And he encouraged me to stop, not just take art 1, take art 2. And because of that advice to take art too, I am now going on to be an artist.
Lovely. We love that. Wow.
Yay.
Wow. Best advice. And so what kind of art are you doing?
I mostly do landscapes, things along those lines. Things that already exist, really. But I've done things like the Harry Potter world and things like that, paintings that are like more accurate to what the book says.
Okay. Wow. And you got any big plans for the summer?
Big plans for the summer? Not really. My entire plans are to stay inside and hopefully not get sick.
So you're taking art classes, so I'm assuming that's at your college?
No, I used to take art classes. I am no longer at school anymore. I'm taking GED classes, though, and I'm going to go into biology and use art as a part-time thing, because I've heard that you don't want to make what you love your full-time career, because then you'll grow to hate it.
That's so true. That's so true. You should have multiple things that you fall back on. And that was the best advice I've been given. Not just one thing. And may I ask, how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. So
I will be 20 in March.
Okay. So you are Go ahead. Your call.
I have grown, transitioning from 18 to 19 and soon 20 is super weird throughout the pandemic for me, because my birthday is March 21st. So for me, we all went into lockdown the day before my birthday, my 17th birthday. And then we didn't come out of lockdown until my 19th.
Isn't that something? That was a while, what, 2 years?
Yeah.
Man. And so what did you find yourself feeling like when that lockdown came?
Confused, because I didn't really get to go do those like adult things that you do on your birthday, where like you get to like go out and like actually try gambling or something. I didn't get to do that.
Yeah. And so now that we're in the pandemic, where we're taking the preventative stages, some of us are still wearing our masks, but now we're a little bit more freer. So how are you using your time now?
Well, because of that no transition period, I don't have any adult friends in real life. I have one, and he's not an adult yet. He'll be an adult on the 16th of July. So.
Okay. And what's on your mind? Because I stopped you and bombarded you with questions, but we want to really hear from you. What's on your mind today?
A lot. I'm a little irritated because I'm on this community online called Amino. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No, I have not.
But it's basically Discord, but it's not Discord. It's weird. It's like if Discord and Spoon got together and had a baby. That's what Amino is.
Okay.
But I'm a little irritated because they have these smaller communities, like how on Discord you have Discords, well on Amino you have Aminos. But these Aminos don't like you advertising about other Aminos on them. It's weird. They like kind of diversify themselves from each other, like they're not on the same app. And I'm a little irritated because in my bio, normally I have a link to a charity called Sunflower of Peace, which is a charity that you can donate stuff like medical supplies and things like that to Ukraine.
Oh, wow.
And I got striked for 24 hours. I can't send any messages. I can't edit anything like that on that Amino because I sent a charity link. It's considered advertising.
Well, that was a good thing you did. That was a good thing you did. And what is your link again?
I can't send links on Spoon, I don't think that's still a thing.
Okay, but what did you say it was?
It's just Sunflower of Peace.
Sunflower of?
Peace.
Peace. Everybody heard that.
Yeah, with Sunflower of Peace, what I like about them is that you can give them money directly, but they will spend it on medical supplies to send there. They don't spend it on anything else.
Okay.
And what I mainly like about them is that you don't have to send them your money. You can go to their Amazon list, order that, and send it to their warehouse.
Okay. That's good to know. That's very good to know. And by the way, we want to still be thinking about that. Thank you so much for that. And, if you've got a Facebook, you can advertise that. If you've got Instagram, advertise that. Believe in
True.
what, I want you to think about that because those are good causes. Those are good causes. And thank you for sharing that with us because we had no idea. I did not. What about you, co-host?
I didn't either. I didn't know it was a problem to advertise charity. I thought that was a good thing, but so did I.
Yeah. So we want you to keep doing that. Maybe set up a Facebook page and add that link if you're into that, if you have an Instagram. Even your, what's that other thing that everybody uses? Snapchat?
I don't really use much social media.
Okay.
Mostly because everything kind of blew up for a while, and then it settled down, and then it blew up again, and my phone couldn't handle that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I get you. I'm so glad you called and shared that with us. Your summer. How's it looking? Your summer. Are you planning to do anything fun, adventurous?
Not really. The most adventurous thing I've done so far this summer is take my dog for a walk.
Okay. That can be very adventurous because you find out in nature things you never thought about before, right?
Yeah, but around here we have coyotes.
Really? We pretty much have them here too. We have them here
but
too.
with coyotes here, I guess they're getting out of hand, and you're technically not allowed to shoot a coyote without probable cause here. So they're kind of allowed to do whatever.
So he can eat your dog if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. So we're talking about respect. What do you think about people respecting each other? Give us your thought.
Quick question before I answer that. Does Spoon still end lives at 2? At 2 hours?
Yes.
Okay, so then are you going to make another one?
We're actually on Facebook. We're about to end in just maybe 5 minutes. We're here every day, though.
Okie dokie.
We're here every day. You can find us, and we do have links. You see them there?
I don't really use Facebook often. I use Messenger, though.
Okay. Well, you
Mostly
can...
because there's a lot of bots on Facebook.
Absolutely. You can direct connect if you want to share things at 661-503-8993.
Cool.
We are here.
What was your question again? I forgot.
I said, what do you think about people respecting each other? What's your thought about that?
I think that it's important to respect one another and what each other thinks, but at the same time, I think that between respecting somebody who's okay in what they're doing and respecting somebody who's being an asshole. So what I mean by that is somebody who's being a total dick about their ideas and ideals, like shoving them in your face, like this is what you believe, period.
Yeah.
You don't have to respect that.
Right. Because everybody has an opinion, right? Those are opinions. Yeah. That's what we... Go ahead.
A nice thing that I like to remember whenever I'm angry at some people is everybody has an opinion, like everybody has an asshole. So.
Okay. And so respecting one another. What is some of the best advice that you've ever been given, caller, from Pennsylvania?
You can just call me Ben. Best advice I've ever been given. Didn't you already ask me that before?
What did you say?
It was to continue with art.
Okay. Thank you for that. We want to say thank you. As we conclude our podcast, we have something we want to say. Trish, can you lead us with that question today?
What have you learned or discovered about yourself today, and what was your experience like here today?
And Ray's final thought was when we were talking about men and women and respecting ourselves, he said they basically wearing lingerie now as tops. And I got dreads, but I keep it in a ponytail or wear a hat. I got bad hair. And that's what we're talking about, respecting ourselves. Whatever hairstyles, whatever you do, wear it well that you honor thyself. Go ahead.
Sorry, my thing keeps cutting out, so for me it seems like you paused.
That's okay. That's okay.
So I'm sorry if it seems like I'm interrupting you.
No, you're not interrupting at all. In fact, we're asking our question that we ask at each and every day. Today's Think About Thursday. What did you learn about yourself today? And we'll start with Ray. Ray, what did you learn about yourself today? I have to read Ray's because he's over on my live on Facebook. Why don't we all go there? Trish, you and I open up both parts so we can be in either place. So we're here right with you, Ben.
Okie dokie.
And what did you learn about yourself? Trish, what did you learn about yourself today in this podcast? I see you. What did you...
Today I learned respect starts with me. I have to respect myself, and others will respect me. Even though I don't use those terms towards myself, but I do disrespect myself in ways like self-doubting myself and things like that. And I have to respect myself into being confident. And my experience today was awesome and happy because we had a lot of interactors today.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Boy, I tell you research these topics or you pick a topic and you just never know. But you guys have been awesome. We've had call after call, and that's what we want. We want to know your story. We want to know your inspirations. We want to know what you think, and we want to know how you feel. This is Vibe Talk. Before we go, I want to tell you what I discovered. I discovered that it takes one person to take the initiative to change the disrespect of men, women, or any topic. And so I was demonstrating that because that was a real live thing that happened yesterday. And by doing that, I empowered or tried to empower someone with some knowledge maybe they didn't think about how it would affect. Because when you speak about one woman, you are classifying all women. Please remember that. And for you women, when you're having the bad experience from one man, you take it on and you put that baggage with that man. Remember that. I discovered...
Sorry, I'm a bit confused as to what you're saying.
Yeah,
sorry.
You would have to listen to the whole podcast. We asked the question, what did we learn about ourselves today? And what did we discover about ourselves? So you have to go listen to the podcast. How do you find the podcast, Trish, if you don't have social media? Vibe Talk videos, our hashtag. When you hashtag that, Ben, try it. If you want to try it now, our videos will come up. This video will be on. And we were talking about respecting one another, respecting men, respecting women, and the lack of. That's what we were giving for thought today. And so, my experience here was empowering because I can help someone just like I helped a family member. I want to thank, first off, my co-host Trish. We're going to, listen, We are here every day. Our schedule is on. If you type in Vibe Talk video, you will have lots of live interaction, or pre-recorded, I should say. Go ahead and interact. You never miss a beat with us. Okay? You can put it in your search and listen away. And give us your feedback. We will read them online. We have a direct connect, 661-503-8993. I want to give thanks to my co-host. I want to give thanks to you, Ray, for your empowering statements. I want to give thanks to each and every call that we've had today. My, think about Thursday today on respect. You all had a lot to say. Let's change the game and start respecting thyself. Let's respect ourselves, starting with us, starting with you, starting with me. Let's do that. This is Vibe Talk, and I wish you to think more about respecting yourselves while you respect others. Trish, do you have anything you want to say? Ray's final thought is, thank you, Ray, for that. Respect each other. Hold on. Let me read this. Respect each other and ideas. Also, I need to wear suits and dress shirts more. But in all honesty, respect is universal for everyone. But God comes first, and that change starts with self-change. Also, to all the dudes, not all women are the H word. There are some good ones out there. They are just rare to find. And to all women, I'm trying, guys. And to all women that say men ain't nothing, the dude that tries to love you and care for you ain't the dude that caused your pain and heartbreak. And heartbreak. Thank you, Ray, for your empowering thoughts. Thank you, Trish. Trish, is there anything else you want to say?
Thank you to all the callers that we had today. And states today, we had Pennsylvania, Michigan, Texas, South Carolina, and Palmdale, California.
Thank you, Trish. What a week. Tomorrow is my favorite day. Why? Because we're going to face our lions, and we're going to learn to face our lions. You'll see how. Join us tomorrow. Please, please, please honor yourself, respect yourself, and therefore you can respect others. I wish you respectful. You be respectful as well as be respected. Have a good day. Think about Thursday.